Welcome to the 27th episode of the Who, What, When, Where, and the Why podcast. My name is Kathleen Johnson, and I'm your Marketing Director at the YMCA and your host. Today's guest is a longtime YMCA employee and friend, YMCA Health and Wellness Director, Ryan Hursey. Welcome, Ryan.
Hello, thank you for letting me come here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you've got the great radio voice. I can hear it already. This is going to be a good podcast. So super excited to have Ryan here at the podcast and to introduce him to the world out there. If any one of you know Ryan, you know that this podcast can probably get a little crazy, maybe. So at any given moment, he's an incredibly dynamic, passionate about fitness person. He's one of my all-time favorite why people. So I'm pretty excited to get started. You ready?
Ready as you are.
Okay. All right. So since this is your first time doing this, what we'd like to do is to get a sense for our listeners of who you are and what drives you to do your best at the why. So let's just begin by telling your why story. Like, when did you get started at the YMCA?
1994 is when I came in. I started working out, and I started running into some friends I knew from school. And then from there, in 95 is when they were looking to volunteer soccer coaches, and I was kind of interested in doing teaching. So then I decided, okay, no clue how to do soccer. So I did research, and I started doing soccer. And then from there, I started helping my friends at desk, getting to know people. So from there, it's like, hey, let's get you a job. So I started working at the Member Service Center when I first started.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So you have come a long way from a soccer coach.
Yes.
To a health and wellness director.
Yes.
It's been a long time coming. Your patience has been amazing as you went through this, but there's been a lot in between.
Correct.
Tell us a lot about like what other stuff, not even just at RY. Tell us about where you've been.
Okay. Well, first at RY, I think the main thing I started helping in other departments is because shortage of staff. So I was really into the cross training, helping in the pool lifeguards. So when I left there in 2007, after I got my degree in recreation management, I went up to the Akron YMCA Association, and I up going up to Canal Square, which ironically is also neat. But our new executive director, Megan Sheenan, she also had my supervisor back when I worked up there. That's
crazy to think that you guys were youngsters back then.
Yes.
And here you are.
And I first started at the Green YMCA. Then when they were doing some shuffling, they asked me to come up to the Canal Square, which is over by the Akron Rubber Duck Stadium.
Okay.
To take over for two directors because that YMCA sadly was starting to slowly close. So he was trying to hopefully keep it open. Then when they decided to officially close that, I decided to try for North Carolina. That was kind of my passion to go down there. And that YMCA is actually in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. And it's actually home of one of the NASCAR places there. Also for bluegrass people who like bluegrass, they also have what's called the Wilkesboro Big Bluegrass Festival. Down there each year. They grab a lot of people from around the world comes to there too. And then from there, when things didn't quite work out like I wanted to, I kind of hung on, helped out working in our departments, and then finally decided just to move back home to help.
Right.
Like that too.
And family brought you back home as well. Just being back with family. Because I missed being home and everybody like that too. So it just seemed like it didn't feel like I was getting to where I was wanting to be. I know it's like I kept on telling myself, dude, you have more potential than this. You got to give yourself more. It's like, don't settle. Well, and just like any job at the YMCA, you just really start to put stuff in your luggage. Like you are just every place that you go to, you get experience that gives you another way of promoting yourself into another area. So you started off in youth sports, went to fitness. When you came back to us,
I was mostly just in the pool teaching
you went
group
into
exercise.
Aquatics. Yep. Yeah. So you went into aquatics. And so I really believe probably out of all of us, not to insult the rest of the directors that work beside you, you're the most well-rounded out of everybody because you really have a feel for every area of the YMCA because you've worked in it, right, or you've volunteered in it, or you've been some part of it. So Tuscarawas County to Akron, that had to have been a culture shock. And then Akron to South Carolina. What was that like?
That was a huge culture shock for down there. One thing I'll say, that town down there is, it was home of Zach Galifianakis, a famous actor. Okay. So actually I got to run into his dad down there. But that YMCA was actually part of Lowe's Corporation, which was a home of Lowe's. Down there. Okay. So their facility used to be a mall. They turned into the big Lowe's. So that was the home of Lowe's that I learned. Wow. It was fascinating. And then, of course, what was the cool part is, this YMCA was out almost in the outskirts of town. So there's actually a couple of cornfields around it. So it's more like you're out in the kind of the boonies, just not quite, just about a mile from town. But yes.
Wow. So you came back to us in what year?
It was in 2015.
2015, started doing stuff in the pool.
Right.
Aerobics, lifeguarding.
Yes.
Swim lessons.
Correct.
I mean, Mr. Ryan is like one. The kids love to have Mr. Ryan as their swim instructor. And then a little while back, you went for the youth sports director's job.
Right.
We're in the running for that. We ended up hiring someone else.
Yes.
And then patiently waited. And really, I think, and I don't know if you agree, but I feel like this is your ultimate fit.
That's what I find out too. I do believe, it is my ultimate fit. It's just
so if you haven't been at the Y, you have to come over and see Ryan's office. Jason, we love Jason Ike. Jason was our previous health and wellness director. I took care of some things with as we were trying to decide what we were going to do in the interim. And so Ryan's office is set up so it's usually dark in there. And he might make a great podcast person for Josh, because Josh is back there in this really dark space back there. There's a cave on the other side of this desk somewhere where our podcast guy, Josh, is hiding out. But so Ryan's room is super fun. Like, tell us about some of the stuff that's in there. Well, let's see.
I got a stand-up because I was used to having to sit a lot. And everybody knows I said the ultimate job, I kept on saying, is a job where I'm on my feet a lot. So I have like a stand-up desk computer there too. And I have like a little Bluetooth speaker that lights up. And I'm still trying to get my display board working above.
It has a little message that goes
messages go across, couple lights, and just like, everybody says, man, I look like a mad scientist. It's like, well.
It's very cool. I mean, he has moved in, and it's awesome. And then he's starting to go and visit all the classes, but you have a few classes that you teach yourself.
Yes.
And I was teaching a drumming for fitness class during the day, and because Ryan's come in, and ultimately this is the class that's designed for you.
Apparently, yes, because now I'm having is still trying to figure out what they like, but I found like, the song's looks like fun. It's like, just get in there and just tell them.
So what is drumming for fitness?
Drumming will take like a stability ball and we'll place it in type like a large bucket. They take drumsticks, they'll hit it, and we try to find some good songs. Like, a couple of ones they like is some Beastie Boys or some of the like Ice Ice Baby has a good rhythm. And then a couple songs, I think I just tell them, hey, this is your chance to get your aggression out. And then we just hammer away on the ball like that too. And I've been I'd warn them. I said, I'm the person, I like to play different music each week. But I did promise them I'm going to try to do at least 2 songs that they know each week.
Nice.
But in court I got 2.
And a lot of lunges, a lot of squats.
Oh, yes. I like to incorporate lunges, I think, last week.
But great for toning. Like, this is a good class.
I put 2 balls between, so they were going back and forth against the 2 balls, working your obliques. Just anything, especially if I see they look like bored, then my brain just goes in extra gear. And I was like, okay, I want to change it up.
So Ryan teaches at 9 in the morning on Wednesdays, but don't worry. If you can't get to a 9 a.m. class, you can get to a Thursday 6 o'clock class with Jen Stewart.
Yes.
Super fun. Great for every level, I think, of exercise, because you can really put a lot of effort into it or a little effort into it, whichever you prefer. So
I know that we've been talking a lot lately about what's on the horizon for 2024.
Right.
So what do you think, Ryan? What's out there for the Y for 2024?
Well, right now, the one thing we are excited about is we're starting to do the functional fitness room that we're part of this. This is where we're going to help the overflow, but also gives people the opportunity is to do exercise down there. And I was promoting to some of the members is I envision it like kind of like an adult kind of playground where we can do stuff is like kind of like challenging exercises and anything like that. Right. And that's what we're trying to think is what can we do? We're trying to do research, anything like that that people might get excited.
So the functional fitness room is going to be downstairs on our lower level of the Patton Center. And some of you from the past might remember that as the judo room.
Correct.
In 2019, we removed the judo mat floor so that we could use regular shoes on that mat. And so now it has more of a turf floor. We use it for strength training classes right now during the day and early morning. But in the evening, what are some of the hours, Ryan, that we're going to run that room?
Right now, it's going to be Monday through Thursday, and that's going to be from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And that is to start November 6th. So that's coming very quickly.
Very, very quickly. Yes. And so what are some of the tools that they can use that are going to be in this functional fitness room?
In functional fitness room, we have stability balls, we have medicine balls, we have various weights. I think some of the weights, as in
it's up to 50
our barbells,
pounds.
Up to 50.
Yep.
We actually have some body pump type equipment that people can probably use. Also, we do have a few of our regular weightlifting bars and weights. We actually have
there's a bench down there.
We have benches people use and actually step benches. We're actually trying to install an anchor so they can use the battle rope if they like.
Right now, we're anchoring that battle rope around one of the weight holders.
Yes.
But we will be anchoring that. So I think we have at least one, maybe two that will be down there. So battle ropes, which is something that people love to experiment with.
Area for to do pull-ups that we need to designate. And then our CEO, Megan, has discussed possibly bringing down, if we can, a couple of tires for tire flipping.
Oh, nice. So this room has space.
Yeah.
This is what's nice. Yes. If you have not been down to the basement of the Patton Center, you need to travel down there, take a couple classes because there are some great things going on. Ryan's running a strength training class on Monday nights at 6 p.m. on the aerobic side. He was on the multi-purpose side, but we're going to move him over so that we can make space for functional fitness. And then Tuesday night is Rachel Bullock, who's running like a nice low-impact cardio class, 45 minutes with some floor work afterwards. And then Wednesday night, Brenda Ramey, wonderful Zumba instructor. She's there at 6 p.m. on Wednesday nights. And then on Thursday, Drumming for Fitness with Jen Stewart. So a good lineup at night. Also yoga upstairs.
Correct.
Right? Yes. On Monday nights, I believe, at 6 p.m. And spinning is on
Wednesday nights
with Sarah Lanzer. So Aubrey Gielsha in the house on Monday doing yoga. Sarah running the spin class. So there was a ton going on at night. Lots of stuff going on in the mornings as well. How early are those fitness classes starting?
Our earliest classes are at 5:30 a.m. And so I know, like, for example, Tuesday and Friday, 5:30 a.m. is our cycling. And then 5:30 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is kind of like downstairs in kind of strengthening type classes.
Yeah, HIIT style. They do a lot of Tabata, MetaFit, that kind of stuff. They Michelle Levitt, Terry Hupp, Kelly Van Arnsdalen,
Terry
McCrory, Nicole Sears, and Mandy McMath. Yes. Like they're running the 5:30 a.m. Crazyville slots. I would never get up that early, but
I've been trying to get up to come in. Like it just does not seem want to work out.
Yeah. So we are super excited about stuff going on. The energy level that this man brings to the table is incredible. Oh. And I will tell you, I think the aquatics department is very sad that Ryan is not over there.
I still hope when they need it.
Over to the fitness end. So we're super excited. What kind of fitness fads really interest you, Ryan? What's out there that's interesting?
The one is, now this one we are trying to make the possibility. It's called TRX, and it's where they hook an anchor up toward a tall wall, and you use a couple like long type ropes, and you just hang and you do exercises. Another one somebody showed me is called bungee exercise. And they said, this looks like something you do. And I'm like, yes, I love it. Yes. You hang actually a small bungee cord and you kind of bounce back and forth, do exercises like that too. Another one I'm really kind of serious is we have a small playground outside. I'm looking for adult playground workouts, and it's out there.
Yeah.
So I saw that.
The other thing, Ryan, what out of all the time that you've been in the fitness industry, what's been your favorite class to teach?
Cardio kick.
Cardio kick. Yes. And we, for those of you who remember, Ryan, back then we did a class called 3-minute rounds.
Correct.
Where it was like for 3 minutes, just yelled out punches and kicks and then just braked them back. And it was an incredible interval class.
I think my favorite accident that happened, I was using one of these punching mitts, and it got too close, and he hit me and gave me a kind of a bloody lip. I said, no, that's good. That's good. So I just went with it. As somebody says, just automatically the show must go on.
Right. So obviously your world now revolves around the fitness center, making sure that it's staying clean, staying safe, equipment is ready to use, and your staff is ready to help people.
Correct.
That's a huge focus.
Yes.
Your next focus is the aerobics classes.
Correct.
From yoga to spin, like all and everything in between, and getting everybody there ready to teach, have everything they need, all that kind of stuff. But then the Y throws at you a 5K run as well. And so you're learning the ropes for the Turkey Trot this year. So let's talk a little bit about Well, wait. I see you have a flyer for a mashup. Let's finish off.
We just said yes.
Let's finish off that section.
Yeah.
So mashups. What is a mashup? What's a pop-up class? What in the world?
So mashup is what I understand, because I'm still learning some of the new lingo, is where we take in and add 2 classes. So the one is I want to try is maybe a kickboxing drumming class. But the one we're going to start doing every second Saturday of each month is called a spin strong mashup, was pretty much spinning class. Then also we include doing like light or moderate.
Yeah. So every other month.
Every other month. Correct. And every other month Saturday. We're trying to go for, yes.
Yeah. So that's a spin strong.
Correct.
So that takes the spin bike and then incorporates some from free weights with it. Mm-hmm. And so that's a great interval class. And so you can add it on to a second spin class, or you can just use it as its own, but it'll be, the next one coming up is
November 11th. It'll be Jim Cahill and myself.
And Ryan
Jim will
Hursey.
do spin. I'll do the strengthening.
Yeah. So super excited. I did that class last month or 2 months ago with Jim. Super fun. And so if you're looking at trying out spinning, that's a great one to try it out. And even if you're an advanced spinner, it's a good one to just put some weightlifting in there and kind of mix up your workout, which is always good. Okay, now let's go.
Okay.
And let's talk Turkey Trot.
Turkey Trot.
So you've been involved in Turkey Trot. This isn't like a first thing for you.
No, I've helped it years. Well, actually, I've helped before for several years, and this is actually probably my 5th race I've helped with.
Okay,
with the YMCA system. I think when I was here before, we actually had, I think, the Jack-o'-lantern jog was up at Canal Square.
I was going to say, that wasn't us.
Yes, that wasn't us. And that actually took place in October, and you got to dress up, and they actually ran through the cemetery area, was part of the course up there at Canal Square. And I always kind of envisioned, boy, this would be a lot of fun if we could do it at night. But of course,
people would run faster.
Yes, run faster. And but I think back before 2007, I helped when we started introducing the Thanksgiving Turkey Trot. And what I was shocked was I found out we actually had the Thanksgiving Turkey Trot started back in 1970.
Yeah, it started at Sportstown.
Yeah, and that's
Jim and Sue Hummel.
Right. Yep. And so I thought that was like very fascinating. So yes.
It is. Tuscarawas County is just so historic. Like everything's got a huge history to it,
Correct,
which is what I love. And so that's awesome. So the race is coming up this Thanksgiving Day.
Correct.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. is the start time.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you're there. You have to register online. If you go to our website, tuscymca.org, click on the Turkey Trot link. It'll take you directly to registration, and you can sign up your family.
Yes.
If you're a mom and you're trying to cook and you want to get rid of the family for the morning, get them out of the house, send them to the Turkey Trot.
Yes.
It's a great thing to do. Do you have to be a runner?
No.
Are you a runner, Ryan?
I used to run. It's been a while. I've been wanting to get back into it again, which hopefully that's one of our goals in 2024 and beyond is get people ready for like a lot of races compared to back when I first left here in 2007. We were pretty much did all of the run events. I think we actually had 3 runs.
Oh, we did
the Joe Dragovich. I think we had like a Shamrock type run.
We did a New Year's Day run.
Yep. New Year's Day 2-mile run.
Or New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve run.
Yeah. New Year's morning. Yeah. And I was
which you don't know this, but Bob Gerber, who we love, he's a great Y member. He brought me in all his YMCA race T-shirts. So I'm going to put them out as like because it's all about history, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny to see the different race shirts throughout the year. He's missing a few, so we'll be posting up if you happen to have that particular shirt, if you're willing to donate it back to the Y. We'd love to have the history of.
No, that is great to see stuff like that on how everything changed and all that.
Super fun.
Yeah.
So I don't have to run. I can walk or trot.
Walk or trot, yes.
Right. So if I have 2 legs or 4 legs, can I bring my 4-legged dog?
You can bring in your pet. You can push walkers. If your pet decides it doesn't want to walk, you can push your pet in a walker.
Right.
Stroller.
All kinds of ways to do this race. Young to old, right? Or young to experienced, I guess.
Yeah, experienced, yes.
And we do have some runners that are definitely out to win.
Oh, yes.
And they finish very quickly.
Yes.
This is a nice flat course. So if you're looking for a first run course, this course is always a good one to do because it's nice and flat. You get to run by neighborhoods. You get to smell turkey cooking.
Yes.
As you're breathing heavy, that kind of thing. So yeah, absolutely. And can I eat whatever I want afterwards, Ryan?
I would suggest no.
Darn it.
I would suggest try to eat in moderation. However, I know it's the holidays, and the main thing is we encourage moderation. I understand portions, but of course, that's up to you. I'm not watching you.
Now, for those of you who were here the last Turkey Trot episode, you know that I just came at Jason with 5 million turkey questions to see if he knew answers. I'm not going to do that to you this year. Go back and check out the previous podcast with Jason Ike and the Turkey Trot. It was a lot of fun. Super funny.
Speaking of Turkey Trot, I did want to, but everybody frowned. I was want to bring live turkeys, let them loose. And the first runner who gets to catch them gets to take it home.
We had live turkeys once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I missed it.
Angel Farms brought turkeys out one year and put them. And our CEO was so afraid of those things. That was Tiffany Fox.
Yes,
it was super funny. So, what advice would you give someone who's just afraid to start, to get started in fitness, to get started anywhere? Because they're out there. There are people that are still nervous about getting back into a public area, that, a lot of people are sweating or that kind of stuff. Yeah. What's some advice? What advice would you give someone that just really does need to start a better health routine? What would you say?
I'd say the first one before even going in is just get moving. Walk. I know the one is I started doing again. I used to torture my nephew and his friends. I'd go to Walmart. I'd park out the farthest away, last parking spot, make them walk all the way in.
That's a big parking lot.
Yeah. And anything like that, just get moving. Knowing somebody, having a best friend or somebody going with you.
Yeah.
The wonderful thing about the Y is we'll get people come in, we'll show them, at least they're getting interested, and all of a sudden, hey, there's John. I haven't seen him in 25 years. I said, he's here every day. So then they kind of get that encouragement and start getting that confidence. But that's one of our goals is trying to work on talking to people, because I actually had to do a personal training with someone. They were actually terrified to step into the wellness center. So we actually went into the gym, and I was slowly trying to get them slowly comfortable as much as possible.
Right.
Which
we didn't even talk about personal training. That's another thing that you do and have been doing for quite some years. How many, I think you were a personal trainer early on when I first met you.
Since about, I'd say 2000.
Yeah.
And that's why I've kind of like the challenge is the people that come in. That's one of my kind of goals in the next several years is trying to adapt. What can we adapt to people who come in, either have some type of like a disability, like walking, anything like that, or just, trying to get them at least to do something.
Yeah.
Is like trying to get them motivated. It's like, hey, then you'll start to feel better. Try to explain that to them, see what they gauge. But then also some truthful people, I said, it's kind of trial and error. We're trying to, when we do training, I'm trying to get feedback. It's like, is this working for you? If not, then we'll try something else. But that's why I like the aspect of exercise bands, stability balls, anything where I say is I have a thing that says, think out of the box, under the box, obliterate the box, completely think beyond as much as possible. What else we can do to match it?
Yeah. And I do think that personal training, a lot of people fear personal training. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, that kind of thing. But Group X is a great way to start out.
Correct.
Meet some instructors. A lot of the personal trainers are teaching classes as well. Mm-hmm. And so it is a really good way, to continue to get more familiar with what makes you feel good, what challenges you a little bit, what brings you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And so, definitely want to get there. And you brought up a great point that it really, finding someone else, a familiar face, a friend, whatever, and Group X is a great place to get that.
Correct.
Definitely. Yeah. To find that way to kind of keep you motivated, because we all have those ups and downs.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody comes in every day wanting to work out, but you just got to get yourself there.
Right.
I would always tell my people in classes that you are doing the hardest thing coming in the door.
Yes.
Like, that's the hardest part.
Yes.
The rest is going to take care of itself.
Yes.
But it's just getting you there and getting started and making the commitment to come back each week.
Come back, or my big motto is baby steps.
Yes.
As I said, because I told them when I started doing this job, I started teaching more strength training. I struggled for first because I didn't do as much strength training as I did, because just, loss of interest until I found my niche again.
Yep.
And then so now I'm finding myself getting back. It's exciting. But I tell people sometimes you just got to keep information. And I'm one of those people, especially when I teach the strength training, I change it up each week by trying to show them exercises they can do on their own, or show them exercises they can maybe possibly do at home with the bands, anything, just so you don't have an excuse. Say, hey, you're watching TV, commercial comes on, push-ups.
You probably do that at home.
Not quite, but still. I'll run
all right. So Ryan, you're so passionate about everything that you do, and we're super excited to have you. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Officially for becoming the Health and Wellness Director. And I know that you're going to just blow this out of the water and just be a dynamic person until the day you retire, and then you'll just keep coming in.
Probably, yes. That's what I said.
He'll never be able to move him out of his office at this point. So we always do like a 10-question speed round. I guess gets to know just you, Ryan. So what was the last book that you read?
I think the last book I read, it was the original stories of the Brothers Grimm, the original format.
Cool.
And it was very interesting. Of course, this stuff was written years ago, so it's not quite as you think friendly as to read. It's going to be like a shock to read this type of stuff too.
Okay.
But it was interesting.
Okay. Favorite ice cream?
Let's see, I guess cookie dough. However, if you want to get on my good side or try to give me a bribe, McDonald's, they still have them, yogurt parfaits, but yeah.
Oh, went healthy on us. What song makes you want to get up and dance, Ryan?
All right, Chesney Hawk's The One and Only.
The One and Only. All right, dog versus cat?
I'd say I kind of prefer dogs, even though we've had some cats, stray cats, and I'm getting kind of connected to them. Stray but cats. Dogs, you gonna sing? The stray cats are like one. It's like, they've tame, but dogs are like, what do they say? Come on, let's play. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a secret talent, Ryan?
All right. I guess this one was kind of hard, but I started realizing, I first started in college as a music education major. And I learned to play trombone.
Why did I not know that?
Saxophone, French horn, and bassoon, and of course, percussion. And when I teach classes, everybody's asking me, it's like, you were in a band, weren't you? And I say, yes. They could tell.
Yes, I was. That's amazing.
Yes.
I have to have a talent show.
It's been a while, but yes.
Favorite TV show to watch?
It's called Mystery Science Theater 3000. They watch movies. And this guy and these two robots sit there and they make fun of the movies the whole time. They use a lot of intellectual cliches and stuff. So I love that type of humor. So
favorite sport and sports team?
I don't have a really favorite, but since I learned how to teach soccer, I do enjoy occasionally watching World Cup soccer.
Nice. Yes. Nice. So do you have a sports team, anything out there?
No, but I was thinking this. However, if I did choose, it'd be by mascot and be the Toronto Raptors. Oh. Because they are cool.
Favorite actor?
This one's kind of hard, but I have to say is Leslie Nielsen when he's doing all the comedy. Gosh. And I was also thinking like him and I think like Rob Williams. Any of those guys that does humor that's real stupid. Or just, off the wall. I said, that's like that too.
We could go to the movies together. I'm totally into stupid humor. And a talent that you wish you had.
I kind of wish I could speak some other languages. So I need to learn that. As I was saying, I know definitely Spanish because I like to be helping on too. Yeah. And of course, German. I want to learn that fluently, but yeah.
Whoa.
Because I was thinking, okay, this has to be realistic. It can't be like fly or run at 100 miles per hour. But yeah.
Well, speaking another language, definitely a talent. It would be for me because I would struggle with that as well. Yes. But all right. So anything you want to add, Ryan? We're coming to a conclusion.
No, not really. It's just like, I'm just back in. We're like getting information from members. We're looking, chat, and it's like we're looking to see, I'm actually wanting to expand some of the Group X eventually. And there too, we're looking to see what's missing in the community. What are we not? Like say the one thing we got to mention is kids fitness. We're going to try to get that pushed off, I think in January. And we're trying to do at least one pop-up class for that. So at least get the kids interested. And also we used to do youth strength training because that's one thing I've been telling my staff is we've got a lot of these 10-year-olds coming in, they're doing strengthening. So I really want to get that going so they can come in at least meet what they need to do safely, that is, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ryan, I wish you great success. I know that you'll probably be on our podcast several more times throughout the year since you were successful here. So we're excited about that. Thanks so much for coming. So the 27th podcast has come to an end. Remember, if you have a Y story or want to be on our podcast, come and hang out at the desk with me. Just email me, Kathleen@TuskYMCA.org. We can't wait to hear from you. Take a moment to check out our website. There is a ton of information on there, fitness schedules, pool schedules, gym schedules, and then all of our podcasts and all of our pop-up classes that are coming up. Our special events link, obviously, to the Turkey Trot is on there right now. So take a moment to do that. That's TUSCYMCA.org. Go to Facebook. Take a look at everything that we're posting on there. I'm getting ready to post some more pictures of our gymnastics team that had a great meet last night. Swim team's getting ready. All kinds of stuff on there to check out and share. But that's it for today. So we like to leave our audiences with a quote at the end. And so this one is from that wise person named Unknown. And so we may not have it all together, but together we have it all. See you next time on the Who, What, When, Where, and Why podcast. Thank you.